Hello, friends. The 581st day of the war between Russia and Ukraine continues. According to the Ukrainian General Staff, the Ukrainian armed forces continue their offensive in the Melitopol sector of the Zaporizhzhia Front. No specifics are provided. A number of Russian military telegram channels write the Ukrainian forces have approached the northern outskirts of Novoprokopivka. Others say that attacks are being repulsed. The Russians are afraid of a withdrawal in the Zaporizhzhia region and therefore are pulling up reserves to Verbove, said Olexander Shtupun, spokesman for the Tavria group of troops yesterday. I think there will be good news soon, the speaker added. He did not specify what kind of news this will be. At the same time, the representative of the Russian-appointed administration, Rogov, said last night about a sharp aggravation of the situation at the front in the Zaporizhzhia region. According to him, the armed forces of Ukraine, after a massive artillery barrage, launched an assault on Russian position in the Verbove section. Rogov claimed that as of evening, the Ukrainian army had thrown a large number of armored vehicles as well as several groups of up to 4 companies into the attack. Fierce fighting is underway, he wrote. Already this morning, the commander of the Tavria group, Olexander Tarnavsky, also promised good news in the Zaporizhzhia direction. Tavria direction, there will be good news, Tarnavsky said. At the same time, the Russian claims that yesterday's major attack by the Ukrainian army was repelled. Ukrainian military telegram channels reported that fighting is going on to the east and southeast of Verbove, but this situation there is without fundamental changes. They also write about the introduction of Russian reserves there, intended for a counterattacks, apparently referring to airborne troops. My friends, the robot will continue.
Commenting on the overall picture in the Melitopol sector, Ukrainian military expert Mashevets also believes that Russian counterattacks are slowing down the counteroffensive. The group of Ukrainian armed forces operating in the Bakhmut direction is forced to stop for now and repel intense enemy counterattacks, both on its flanks and directly in the area of its penetration into the first position of the enemy's main line of defense, he writes. Such tactics of the Russians, according to Mashevets, became possible after the introduction of significant reserves. In the Bakhmut sector, there were attacks by the Ukrainian armed forces and the Russian army in the Klishchiivka area. Russian telegram channels write about oncoming battles near the railway east of the village, which Ukrainian units are trying to cross and along which the Russians are holding the defense. And also about counterattacks of Ukrainian troops north of Bakhmut in the Orikhovo-Vasylivka area, where the Russians had previously attacked. Meanwhile, more and more reports are coming from the Ukrainian military about the return of the Wagner PMC to Bakhmut. Former servicemen of the Wagner PMC are now actually present on the territory of the Eastern Group of Forces. They take part in hostilities. In particular, they come from the territory of Belarus, where their camps were. Now they are being disbanded. These servicemen enter various units, some of them are sent to Africa, some re-sign contracts with the Russian Ministry of Defense and participate in the war in various positions, in particular as instructors, said Yevhenii, a representative of the Eastern Group of Forces. In his assessment, mercenaries now do not pose such a threat as they did a year ago. Also, one of the Ukrainian drone operators told the American television channel CNN that Wagner PMCs are appearing at the front, including in the Bakhmut area. According to him, the Russian command, with the help of mercenaries, wants to compensate for the shortage of military personnel in this sector of the front. Russian telegram channels previously wrote about the return of the Wagner PMC fighters to Bakhmut. They claimed that the Ministry of Defense recruited those mercenaries who broke away from the private military company after the failed rebellion. Yesterday, Russia denied the death of the commander of the Black Sea Fleet, Sokolov, as stated by Ukraine. The Russian Ministry of Defense published footage of the military board where Sokolov took part. Apparently, he participated via video link. I would like to note that the death of the commander of the Black Sea Fleet was announced by the Ukrainian Special Operations Forces. Then their message was reposted by the General Staff of Ukraine. After this, the Special Operations Forces commented on Sokolov's phenomenon. They stated that they were clarifying the information regarding the death of the commander of the Black Sea Fleet. Since the Russians were urgently forced to publish a response with Sokolov supposedly alive, our units are clarifying the information. This is happening as part of the procedure for collecting data based on the results of the operation, the department said. Today, a new video with the resurrected Sokolov has appeared. He says the fleet is successfully fulfilling the task set by the command. The video was filmed today during the award ceremony for the Chernomorets football team, which took a prize in the Russian Armed Forces Championship. It was previously assumed in Ukraine that the information may not be confirmed. Thus, ex-advisor to the office of the President Arestovich urged not to rush to declare the commander dead, so that later we won't be put in a big puddle. Friends, considering what is happening in my country, this channel is now my only source of income. If you are able to support me financially, I will be very grateful. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.